This person is making a choice about you right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not at some distant time in the future. Right now, in this exact moment, somewhere in a quiet place, your name is passing through their thoughts. Your memory is coming back. Your presence is being felt in a way they cannot easily push aside. They are thinking about everything that happened between you. They are replaying the moments you shared, the conversations you had, and even the words that were never spoken. They are remembering what slipped away. More than anything, they are wondering if they should return. You did not come across this message by chance. Sometimes life places the right message in front of us at the exact time we need it most. There are moments when something deep inside searches for answers, for peace, for a small sign that helps reveal what has been hidden for so long. Something has quietly changed, something has moved beneath the surface, even if no one else can see it. The bond between you and this person has not completely stopped. It is still moving, feelings are still there. Thoughts continue to grow even through silence and distance. Before you scroll away, stay with this because the next part may explain more than you expect. There is something important you need to understand before another day passes. Most people never speak about what happens inside someone's heart when they slowly realize they might lose the person who truly mattered to them. Many believe that once someone leaves, the story is over. They believe distance means love disappears. They believe time naturally erases every feeling. But the human heart rarely follows such simple rules. The mind may try to keep moving. Pride may build walls. Fear may whisper that staying away is safer than facing difficult emotions. A person may smile. They may pretend everything is fine. They may convince others they have already moved on. Yet emotions that were once real do not fade so easily. When someone begins to feel they are losing a person who held a special place in their life, something inside them starts reaching backward. Old memories become brighter. Forgotten moments suddenly feel important again. And what happens next often surprises even them. Keep watching because this is where everything begins to make sense. The questions grow stronger. The emotions they tried so hard to bury begin asking to be seen. The mind starts remembering. The heart begins searching. Something deep inside keeps looking back to what once felt meaningful. That could be exactly what this person is experiencing right now. They may have tried to keep themselves busy. They may have believed enough time had passed to leave everything behind. They may have repeated to themselves that what they felt was only temporary. They may have hoped life would become easier if they simply stopped thinking about you. But every time they feel they have finally moved on, something quietly pulls them back again. A familiar song suddenly reminds them of you. A place they once visited brings back an old memory. A quiet evening makes them remember conversations you shared. A tiny detail they thought was forgotten suddenly returns with surprising clarity. Before they realize it, their thoughts have found their way back to you once more. Stay with this message, because what happens next explains why this keeps happening. Some connections leave a deeper mark than people expect. Some people become part of our emotional world in a way that cannot easily be replaced. It is not always about routine. It is not always about comfort. It is not only about familiar moments. Sometimes it is something much deeper, a feeling that never completely disappears, a connection that quietly continues even when two people stop speaking, a bond that remains alive despite the distance between two hearts. People can try to ignore what they feel. They can hide from it. They can pretend it is no longer there. They can create endless reasons why they should stop caring. But emotions that take root deep inside do not simply disappear because someone decides they should. That is why this person keeps returning to the same memories, the same questions, the same quiet moments of reflection. And somehow, every road inside their mind leads back to you. Take a moment now and place your hand over your heart. Feel its steady rhythm. Feel the life moving through you with every breath. Think about everything you have survived, every difficult season you faced, every challenge you carried, every time you kept moving even when nothing felt certain. That strength within you matters more than you realize, and the connection you shared mattered too. You were not imagining those moments. You were not creating feelings that never existed. You were not holding on to something empty. There was something real between you and this person, something that left a lasting impression, something that created memories neither of you can completely erase. Even now, beneath the silence, that connection may still be quietly alive. Before you move on, listen closely, because this next part may change how you see everything. Silence does not always mean the story has ended. Distance does not always mean someone has stopped caring. Time does not always erase what the heart continues to remember. Deep inside, this person knows something, even if they have never admitted it aloud. They know there was something different about what they shared with you. They know your presence touched their life in a way they never expected. Every conversation leaves a mark. Every smile, every misunderstanding, every lesson, every missed chance, every feeling that remained unspoken. None of it disappears without leaving something behind. Right now, something may be changing beneath the surface. A quiet realization is growing. A decision is slowly taking shape. A truth they avoided for so long is becoming harder to ignore. But before anyone reaches complete honesty, there is usually a process. The heart rarely reveals everything at once. The mind does not suddenly accept what it has spent so much time resisting. It unfolds little by little. The first stage is often silent, almost impossible to notice. Long before they understand why, they begin reaching back emotionally. This is where the first small signs appear. This is where curiosity quietly returns. This is where their attention slowly starts finding its way toward you again. Keep watching, because the next part reveals why these small signs matter so much. They may search for your name without thinking much about it. Then they may do it again. They may find themselves checking something connected to you even though they never planned to. They may stop for a little longer when something reminds them of you. An old conversation may suddenly replay in their mind. A memory they believed was gone may return with surprising clarity. They may begin wondering how you are doing, not because they intended to, but because something inside keeps drawing their attention back. Someone who has truly let go does not repeatedly return to the same memories. They do not continue searching for quiet reminders. They do not keep asking themselves the same questions. But this person does, again and again. Because somewhere inside, the connection has not completely disappeared. They notice when you become quieter. They notice when your energy feels different. They notice when you stop reaching out the way you once did. That change affects them far more than they expected. At first, they may tell themselves it means nothing. They may try to brush it aside. They may convince themselves they are simply curious. Yet the thought keeps returning until they begin asking why your absence feels so noticeable. Why does the silence feel heavier? Why does your distance create emotions they cannot explain? Sometimes people only understand the true value of someone after they experience life without them. That realization slowly changes everything, and that change is why the next step belongs to them. Stay with this message, because what comes next may be the most important part of all. Something inside you has changed too. Maybe you cannot fully explain it yet. Maybe the right words have not come. But deep within, you can feel the difference. What once felt uncertain now feels steady. What once searched outside for answers has started finding peace within. What once waited for a message, a sign, or the perfect moment has finally stopped waiting. In that quiet space, something new has entered your life. Something strong has begun to grow. A new kind of confidence, a deeper sense of peace, a quiet strength that no longer depends on someone else's choices. And perhaps the very thing that has been trying to reach you for so long has finally found the space it needed to arrive. When you stop chasing, life often begins bringing the right things toward you. Sometimes the greatest changes begin in complete silence. And sometimes, while you are becoming stronger, someone else is only beginning to understand what your presence truly meant. That is why this moment matters more than it first appears. The story may not be finished yet. The next chapter could be much closer than you think. There was a season when you waited every single day. Before your eyes were fully open each morning, you reached for your phone. You looked for their name. You hoped a message had finally arrived. When the screen stayed silent, a quiet disappointment settled into your heart. Every notification made you pause. Every vibration gave you hope for just a second. You replayed old conversations again and again, searching for answers hidden inside ordinary words. You wondered if you had said something wrong. You looked for signs you might have missed. You tried to understand meanings that were never clearly spoken. You read old messages hoping they would reveal something new. You examined every sentence they wrote. Then you examined every sentence you wrote. Without realizing it, you carried the weight of keeping the connection alive, even though that responsibility was never meant for one person alone. Stay with this message because the next part may remind you of a version of yourself you almost forgot. Little by little, you started changing who you were so someone else could feel comfortable. You stayed quiet when your heart wanted to speak. You accepted less when you deserved much more. You apologized for things that were never your fault. You explained your feelings to people who were not truly trying to understand them. You kept a door open long after standing there had begun to hurt. You carried the emotions of two people while receiving only a fraction in return. You gave patience, kindness, and understanding to a place that no longer reflected the same energy back to you. You kept pouring from an empty cup, hoping one more effort would change everything. Then something shifted, quietly, almost without you noticing at first. One day you stopped waiting for messages that might never come. You stopped allowing your phone to control your emotions. You stopped believing another person's attention decided your value. You stopped making yourself smaller just to fit into places where you were never meant to disappear. You stopped creating excuses for actions that kept hurting your heart. You stopped protecting situations that were stealing your peace. You stopped measuring your worth by someone else's choices. You stopped asking for permission to matter. You stopped waiting for someone to finally choose you while forgetting that you already had the power to choose yourself. You walked away from the closed door instead of standing in front of it forever. You stopped chasing. You stopped begging for explanations. You stopped carrying pain as though your suffering would somehow make another person understand your heart. And that was the beginning of something beautiful. Before you move on, keep listening because this next part is where everything truly changes. You became whole. Not because someone returned. Not because someone suddenly changed. Not because the love you hoped for finally arrived. You became whole because, without needing anyone's approval, you quietly decided that your own peace mattered. No announcement was needed, no applause was required, no one even had to notice. Something inside you simply woke up and remembered who you were. From that moment, your mornings belonged to you again. Your nights became peaceful instead of filled with endless waiting. You slowly found your way back to yourself. You remembered that your life was never meant to pause while someone else made a decision. You remembered that your happiness was never supposed to depend on whether another person stayed, came back, or finally understood you. You became complete within yourself, and that may be the greatest change of this entire journey. Even through the silence, they sensed something was different. Even with the distance between you, they felt the shift. The version of you who waited endlessly no longer existed. The version of you who watched every doorway hoping someone would return had disappeared. The version of you who placed life on hold while waiting for answers was gone. They may not understand exactly when everything changed. They may not know what happened inside you, but they can feel it. People notice when someone truly releases what has been holding them back. They notice when someone stops chasing and starts living again, and when they sensed that change inside you, something inside them quietly began to move. Sometimes people only recognize the true value of something after they realize it is no longer waiting in the same place. Stay with this message because the next signs often appear more quietly than anyone expects. At first, the signs may seem small, a glance that lasts a little longer than before, a quiet look from across the room carrying more meaning than words, your name appearing in a conversation where it did not need to be mentioned. Then the testing begins. A little distance followed by unexpected attention, a simple message that feels anything but ordinary, a casual question hiding a deeper reason, a conversation that suddenly opens a door that seemed permanently closed. Little by little, the truth begins revealing itself. Once someone notices your change, that realization rarely disappears. It continues growing. It stays with them. It creates new questions. It invites deeper reflection. They begin comparing the person who was always available with the person who now understands their own value. This is a powerful turning point. It is the moment someone stops standing outside, hoping to be invited in, and becomes the doorway instead. It is the moment someone stops asking to be chosen and begins choosing themselves every single day. You cross that line, even if you cannot remember the exact moment it happened. Every difficult day played a part. Every lesson shaped you. Every challenge helped you grow. None of it was wasted. Everything prepared you for the person you are becoming. The signs around you are not promises about what another person will do next. They are not guarantees of a certain ending. They are reminders. Reminders that life continues moving. Reminders that change never stops. Reminders that something greater is working quietly, even when you cannot see it. A song that suddenly brings back a memory, a thought that appears without warning, a feeling that makes you pause and reflect, a simple moment that somehow feels deeply meaningful. These moments invite you to pay attention to your own path instead of chasing someone else's choices. Because one of life's greatest mysteries is this: the moment you stop chasing is often the moment your energy begins to change. The moment you stop needing another person to confirm your value is often the moment you finally discover your own strength. The moment you become complete within yourself is the moment your presence becomes impossible to overlook. You did not become whole so someone would come back. You did not find your strength so someone else would finally appreciate your worth. You became whole because you deserved to feel complete. That is what truly matters. Real transformation never begins with another person. It begins when something inside finally chooses peace over fear, self-respect over endless waiting, and inner calm over constant uncertainty. When that kind of change happens, it quietly reshapes everything around you. And whether someone returns or not, the greatest victory is that you never abandon yourself again. Life begins to answer in ways we never expect. Pause for a moment right now. Rest your hands gently on your knees. Take one slow breath. Feel the quiet strength already living inside you. Beneath every thought, every memory, and every unanswered question, there is a calm place that has always been waiting for you. That calm is becoming your new foundation. That quiet confidence is your real power. No one can take it away. No person's decision can remove it. No silence can weaken it. No absence can make you worth any less. The same life that carries light through endless darkness has carried you through this chapter as well. The same rhythm that moves the oceans day after day has carried you through moments you believed would break you. The same energy that flows through the world also flows through you. You are not small. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are part of something much bigger than this one relationship, this one chapter, or this one moment. Stay with this message because the next few moments may remind you of something your heart has quietly known all along. Life has been walking beside you every step of the way, even when it felt like you were walking alone. Every challenge had a purpose. Every tear carried a lesson. Every silent moment was shaping someone stronger than you realized. Life has witnessed every quiet morning when finding strength felt almost impossible. It has witnessed every lonely evening when you wondered if anything would ever change. It has witnessed every unanswered question, every moment you doubted your own feelings, every time you wondered whether the connection truly meant something. None of it went unseen. Every part of your journey mattered. You are loved not only because another person chooses you. You are loved because you exist. You are loved because you were given life. You are loved because your heart was created with the ability to care deeply. No silence can erase that truth. No distance can make it smaller. No ending can take away the beauty of the love you were able to give. Now place your hands gently against your face. Feel your own warmth. Feel your own presence. Take a moment to truly recognize the person looking back at you. You are no longer the person who waited endlessly for someone else to decide your happiness. You have become someone ready for whatever comes next. Ready if they return. Ready if life leads you in a completely different direction. Ready because your future is no longer tied to another person's decision. Before you continue, remember this. The greatest change often happens quietly, long before anyone else notices it. Maybe a message will arrive one day. Maybe it will come when you least expect it. Maybe it will be only a few simple words carrying much deeper meaning. Maybe it will open the door to a conversation you thought would never happen again. Maybe you will meet in a way you stopped believing was possible. Maybe life will surprise you with a moment you never imagined. But whatever happens, you are ready now because you are no longer standing in a place of emptiness. You are standing in open space. And life has a remarkable way of filling open spaces with what truly belongs there. You were seen every morning you chose to keep going. You were seen every night you chose hope instead of bitterness. You were seen every time you carried your emotions with grace. You were seen every time you answered pain with kindness instead of anger. You were seen through every tear, through every silent prayer, through every lonely moment when you believed nobody understood what was happening inside your heart. You were seen even when you thought no one noticed your struggle. You were seen in the exact moment you stopped waiting and started living again. Keep listening, because this next truth may be the one your heart has been waiting to hear. You have always been seen. You have never truly been alone. Life never left your side. You did not imagine what you felt. Your emotions were real. Your connection was real. Your experiences were real. You were never foolish for caring. You were never weak for loving. You were never wrong for believing in something beautiful. You simply carried a heart willing to love deeply, and that is becoming increasingly rare. Time did not destroy you. The passing years did not reduce your value. Every lesson, every disappointment, every challenge shaped you instead of breaking you. They revealed the person you were always becoming. Their fears belong to them. Their hesitation belongs to them. Their choices belong to them. Their timing belongs to them. But your peace belongs to you. Your healing belongs to you. Your wholeness belongs to you. Your future belongs to you. Nothing they choose can take away what you have built inside yourself. Nothing they say can erase the growth you earned through every difficult step. Nothing can undo the strength you discovered along the way. Sometimes the greatest victory is not changing someone else's heart. It is finally protecting your own. You crossed an important threshold. You walked through a season that transformed you forever. The strength you found during that journey now belongs to you, and no one can take it away. Life placed something powerful inside you for a reason. It was never meant to disappear. It was meant to remain. You are no longer waiting for permission to move forward. You are no longer searching for someone else to tell you that you are enough. You are no longer standing still while hoping another person will decide your future. You are moving forward with confidence. You are growing every day. You are becoming more of who you were always meant to be. You are whole. You are stronger than you once believed. You are deeply worthy of love and peace exactly as you are. And whether someone returns or whether your path leads somewhere completely new, your value remains the same. The chapter ahead does not begin with someone else's decision. It begins with yours. So keep walking, keep trusting, keep becoming. Because the strongest version of you is no longer waiting to appear. That person is already here. And this is only the beginning of everything that is still waiting for you.